are finally here, the moment you've all been waiting for. Super excited for this. We already have a lot into this project and we haven't even really started. So what are we doing in this one?
Yeah, so in this video we got our Italian racing kart frame and we'll slap on and mock up the rotary and we'll mount the seat.
Yeah, so it is a cadet kart, so this thing has really small dimensions, so we're gonna have to make it wider and longer, but that's no big deal. We got a lot of work to do. Let's get right started.
One thing we noticed was that these things have really been scraping the ground. We got the little Allen heads full of asphalt, but here's one that we just got out, so it is possible to get them out. Take a little bit of work.
Yeah. So we are going to disassemble this frame the rest of the way, and then we will get to metal work.
Huh, that one was loose.
Oh yeah. Well, who's gonna tighten it when it's got, you know,
nothing left.
Yeah, your street block on it. Forgot to mention, totally check out our rotary shirts. They are super sick. I mean, nothing really fits a rotary mindset better than Bill Breaker feet. So I'm just finishing, taking off the floor pan and all that. Pretty cool, anodized aluminum. We do want to reuse it, but
yeah, look at that.
I've seen some abuse. Man, these bearing hangers are so sweet. But with this, we are totally done. We have a bare frame, and now what we can do is we can put her on the ground and kind of figure out where we want to sit.
We're kind of halfway mocked up the rotary versus our kart, and I mean, this frame is like, this little stand we made for the rotary is basically bigger than this thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna like, it's probably like that big. So we're gonna need to do a lot of stretching and a lot of widening, because I don't know.
This is a big boy. And that's how you ruin a really expensive frame. This will probably be the last project we use the old pipe and Harbor Freight bender on. Because we got a tubing bender from Pro Tools coming on the way. So, but what we're doing now is we're gonna bend this at the biggest angle we can, cut it in half, and then we're gonna use these blocks right here and make the two 90s go straight down. And then we're gonna center the rotary on this right here, and then that'll give us an idea of how far we need to widen the frame to be able to sit in it comfortably. Got this mocked up with the frame widened a little bit, and it looks really good.
Yeah, so first we're just gonna widen the frame, make sure we have enough room for us to sit next to the engine comfortably and we're not too close. And then after we have it widened to a good amount, then we'll lengthen it, move the engine a little bit back, and make sure we have clearance for the sprocket and everything in the back.
Okay, so we're making our frame extensions. It's just some plug welds. So we're cutting a small piece of metal that'll fit inside each of the pieces of pipe, and then we can weld them up through these holes. That way we're gonna be able to grind down these welds and you won't be able to tell that there's a piece of metal in here to lengthen the frame. So a lot of drilling, a lot of welding, but soon our two pieces of frame will become one again. The frame, it was actually quite beautiful. Both pieces of the frame just like snapped together almost. So now what we're doing is the plugs are in and they're welded on this side, and this side is completely welded all the way throughout. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some measurements and tap in and out until it's square.
Yep.
The good news is the plugs fit super tightly. So that means we can just basically hammer it in and out.
And it's pretty dang square.
Yeah. Okay, here goes the other half of our frame. So, let's get to cutting out our plugs and then we can fully finish the dimensions of this thing. Here we are sitting right next to this huge engine. Feels really cool. We are going to be running 3 pedals as opposed to like a hand clutch or a clutch on the shifter lever. We are gonna have a shifter lever about here and steering wheel. It'll be a pretty quick transition. But this is gonna be our clutch pedal right here and then gas. And because we widened this frame so much, it's going to be pretty easy to fit a brake pedal. We're just gonna bend it in the same dimensions as a stock one that's on there. So with that being said, we're talking about lengthening the frame now, and we widened it 6 inches. So ideally, we would wanna lengthen it 6 inches as well. That way we keep the stock symmetry. So that's what we're gonna do. Right now I have it laid out at 6 inches longer from that back section where I cut out, and it looks just about perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut out some 6-inch sections again and some plugs, weld it all up, and then we can start working on the seat mounts and the engine mounts. A lot of drilling, a lot of cutting and stuff went down. But now we're gonna see how good our measurements are. Because hopefully these 2 frames will slide in quite nicely. Nice. Sweet. It's cool, they just kind of snap together. So we are looking good. I think I'm just gonna do what we did before, check to see how square we are, and then we can weld this up. I can start working on mounting the engine. I already kind of fabbed up this little bracket right up here. We got a bolt that fits right through it. And then what we're gonna do is I just have a piece of 3/4 pipe. We'll weld that right in the middle here, and then this is actually gonna be on the bottom. We're only gonna use the bottom mount and then the 2 front holes, and that should be plenty to hold this thing solid. Hey guys, pardon the interruption, but I wanna give a quick shout out to our Instagram, build.break.repeat. If you kind of want some quick stuff ahead of time, just before things are uploaded. Sometimes we post even like a month before uploading. And then I'm launching my own personal Instagram. I'm gonna put it right here, and it's gonna be basically only car and YouTube stuff. So if you're into my Jeep and stuff like that, it's kind of another behind the scenes platform. So it's right here, definitely check it out. Let's get back to work. I'm bent up and added in this sidebar right here. This is gonna act not only as a mounting point, but also a kind of bash bar slash way to protect the engine from this side. So now what we're gonna do is one of the bars is gonna weld in right here, and the other bar is gonna weld in right here. And then the last one on the back is gonna go on right here. So what I need to do is the front bars are gonna stay at this length and just get welded directly, but I need to shorten the back bar to where you can get the engine perfectly level. Okay guys, after a lot of back and forth, that's about as level as we're gonna get this sucker. Now, we are finally ready to weld this thing into place. I think this is where I want it to sit. You can see we have this bar right up here to kind of protect the engine, and the engine has about 1/2 inch of ground clearance. I still need to make this sidebar, but I'm gonna wait until like the wheels are on it and stuff. Here she is. Got some nice welds right up around here. There, now you see there's our other mount right up in there. See that pretty good. And this engine is super solid. You could suspend the whole frame by the engine. And I think the engine's actually gonna provide some stability. One thing we may wanna do is add some kind of reinforcement because a lot of the weight is off to this side here. But I mean, although like most of the weight of the engine is getting supported by this one bar, and this bar will kind of balance out a little bit. We'll have to see how that goes. But some of y'all might be worried about how the like center of gravity of this cart's gonna be kind of messed up because we got this behemoth over here. But what we're gonna try to do to fix that a little bit is this weld right there is about the center line of the cart. So as you can see, if we chop this like right here, most of our body weight is going to be slightly off center. So because we're much heavier than the cart, our weight being a little bit off center should help counteract the weight of the engine being so far over because we're so much heavier than the engine. With that being said, let's get a little montage and wrap this video up. Man, this thing makes pretty good armrest, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. That's gonna wrap up this video. To kind of go over what we did, which was a lot, we lengthened the frame and widened it by about 6 inches. We added this sidebar and did all the motor mounting. So what we still have to do is clutch system, chains, tires, wheels, brakes, mount the seat, redo the steering system. So there's gonna be a couple more videos of this build before we rip it, so y'all should be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you can be on the front lines of seeing this thing. Anyways, thank you Go Power Sports, the seats from Go Power Sports, and there's plenty of other Go Power Sports stuff coming in the future. Follow us on Instagram at build.break.repeat. So thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe, see you next time.